Hello everybody, we are here a big group involved in the MICE sector. We represent APR, the Romanian Association of Professionals in MICE sector, and we have two special guests, and thank you for being here with us. We have near us and with us Peter Kramer, one of the most known experts in Europe from Germany, and Shuli Golovinsky, also one of the most important experts on the MICE sector from the UK. Also, I want to introduce you my colleagues. We have, and I can say very proud, our Romanian expert number one, Radu Cimponeriu, in MICE sector. And here my colleagues, member of APR and vice president, Constantin Pavel, writer and expert in communication, Jamil Ben Abdallah, consultant and the manager of Detente for Eastern Europe, and last but not least, Valentin Constantin, MICE expert and our president, the president of APR. First of all, I want to ask our guests, we are friends, we are cooperating, but briefly, why are you here now?
Yes, thank you very much, and thank you for this beautiful invitation here to Bucharest, second time so hot. I really love the city. So why I'm here? Because, you know, I work at the German-speaking markets. My clients are international tourist offices from different countries, and I say German-speaking market because only the language could be a border between Switzerland, Austria, and Germany, which is the German part, where they speak German language. I'm here because I see the interests in the market for new destinations. You know, at the German MICE sector, the companies, well-known countries like Spain, every year Spain is the number one or the number two, the most popular destination. They're looking for new destinations, they're looking around, and here in the East Europe part, down to the Balkan, it's very, very interesting, and I think it's like a white piece of paper, need to be painted now, and need to be painted good. That's the reason I'm here, because I want to try me as a painter a little bit.
Well, I have a personal reason coming here, because my ancestors are from Romania, so I came to see the country. It's my first time here. The main reason I'm here is, as a serial entrepreneur, I like to see potential, and I think Romania today is in a very, very unique situation where there is a huge amount of potential in this country, not yet revealed, and if I can be part of crafting that potential into reality, that would be an amazing experience for me.
Thank you, Shuli. Thank you, Peter, for these nice words about Romania. Now we are preparing also, let's say, a preview for an important conference. The title is the event industry, MICE sector, an opportunity for Romania. Why do you think Romania up to now didn't succeed to grow on this sector? Even the potential is, as you told us, let's say, high.
Okay, I want to say it this way. Yes, I think the potential is high, like Shuli said before, but I think really what I say, we need to paint a picture, and we need to start. You know, it's not only a kind of promotion to say, yeah, we promote Romania now as a beautiful news destination. You know, there's also work on the basics like infrastructure, yeah, and the picture in the mind of the people, Yeah, when I checked in for half an hour with Foursquare in a nice restaurant here, and I was very ashamed because I checked in, and in Facebook I wrote, hey, I'm looking around here in Bucharest, and somebody answered me, be careful that nobody's stealing your pocket money. And I say, come on, this is not fair what you say here. When you go in Hamburg, I wrote back, when you go in Hamburg at the Reeperbahn, it's much dangerous. I say, I'm here, as I feel now here, you see. But I want to speak about these things because these are wrong pictures in the mind of people, and we need to work on this also, and we need to work on, for my opinion, on the question, what are the future skills of this country, for the mice industry? What are the mice skills? We talked about this yesterday, and when you look around, like the USA or also the German, it's a German convention office. They are looking around. What are the skills for each region to go out in the world and to sell the mice industry? And for all these things, I think we need to do the kind of homework also, and to promote. That's I think the things we need to do in future. My opinion. This I don't know. Should
Well, first of all, I hope that you made yourself the mayor of Bucharest on Foursquare, because if no one is using that, it's a good opportunity. If not, I will try to do it later. We'll compete on that. Well, again, I think that, as Peter said, it's all about marketing. It's all about telling the world what are the great assets that you have here. If you have a huge amount of hotel rooms, but they are only 20% occupied, and if the prices are lower than in Europe, and people today are looking to find ways to save costs, especially on travel, you need to communicate that out. And I think Romania just haven't done that, and that's always the case when we talk about realizing potential. The reason you need realizing potential is because most of the people don't see the potential. They look in the room and they say, yes, this is a nice empty room. We can maybe put a nice picture on the wall, and it will be a room with a picture. And they are not looking on the room as a potential for a small convention center or a small exhibition area. So I think that your role is to open the eyes of the government, because sometimes governments are captured in their own boxes, and you need to be the ones opening their eyes to understand the amazing elements that you have here, which can be very, very powerful in the mice industry, and bring that message out. Not just communicate between yourself and sitting all day long talking about, wow, we have a lot of potential here, but you need to reach out to the people out there, the ones that are making those decisions, and make them aware about what Romania can offer them. And it's not just Romania, it's all across Eastern Europe in general, but I think now being here and talking about Romania, I think that's the mission. And it doesn't matter why until today it wasn't successful, because others were doing that. Now you are the one responsible for that. You can make the change, you can make the impact.
You pointed out also the importance of government. I can say I remember 4 days, some days ago, I attended an important conference organized by the World Tourism Organization, and the General Secretary of this organization, Taleb Rifai, told to the audience, in Romania it's very important the private-public cooperation, but before this you need public-public cooperation. I remember these words. I would like to ask also our colleague Radu Cimponeriu to focus briefly on the evolution of mice sector here in Romania, because we are not new in mice sector.
Thank you, Traian. So I would like to go back a little bit to your former question. Why we was not successful? Were not successful? It's not true. We started practically from level 0 20 years ago, from some point of view. From another one, okay, there were infrastructure, touristic infrastructure, but the knowledge about mice market, the knowledge about the international requirement for that, international standard for that, and so on and so on. The specialized companies 20 years ago was a dream. Well, now we have an important infrastructure for mice activity. I remember 15, 17 years ago when I used to discuss with hotel owners, and I told them, okay, your only chance is to go on MICE activity. They said, what that MICE activity? What about? Okay, now these persons win a lot of money from MICE activities because some of them were smart enough to improve their infrastructure, to build the conference facilities, to improve the quality of the services, quality of the hotel rooms, or there are communities, cities which understood that the MICE activity, the event industry, it's something more than the tourism itself. It's much more than the tourism itself. And now coming to your present question, the road was quite difficult. The road was difficult, was not very smooth in this 20 years, but we succeed to be now in the position to have a point from where we can let's say promote to our partners from outside Romania and from our partners from Romania to promote this MICE activity individually, but also in associative forms. Individually, of course, every company wants to do the business to attract more events and so on. But as associations, local association, national association, like APR, or like another association existing in the history of this field, or local ones, it's more difficult because the culture for association, let's say the way of thinking, the associative way of thinking, it's not very well perceived in this, not even now, after 20 years, not even now. But I'm convinced that in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 years, with the support of our partners, with the support of the young people coming in this industry, like the young which Javier promoted for IMEX, Young Leader Forum, so I'm sure that we will be able to have a correct position in the MICE world. I'm not. I am a realistic person. I don't hope that we will be the best or the most famous and so on and so on. But I would like to be in the correct place, depending on our capacities, our knowledge, our history, our treasure, cultural treasure, historical one, natural potential, and so on and so on. Of course, this is up to us to be on this position. No one will come and said, okay, let's be on this position. No. And this process, it's a process which involves a lot of work, creativity, and even professionalism, or mainly professionalism.
I want to add one thing. I think that the key thing is to open Romania to the world. Now look what we're doing here. We're sitting down together and we are letting people see only the side of our face. So let's make an act of opening to the world and just move the chairs towards that and that end so that people will be able to see us on the video.
It's perfect. It's a first step. Symbolic step. Well, it's better, like now. Radu just told us, and we all know about the importance of grouping together in an organization. And we just succeeded to found Appier. And one or more, yes. And Appier will help in founding some conventions bureau, like Transylvania Convention Bureau. How do you see the importance of Appier now? Do we have, let's say, an important duty, in your opinion, for the Romanian sector now?
What do you say? It was very correct. You say nobody pick up us in this position. And I think this is for the organization Appier also, you know, they need to go the way to this position they want to go. And you say it correctly. You need to be creative. You need to be mostly professionals. And for me, you know, I'm so a brand fetishist, I can say something like that. And when I see and when I watch like the Switzerland do this, you know, they know 12 months before what is the lead communication idea for Switzerland in the world. They know exactly how steps they need to play down for leisure. They go to the UK market, and the agencies in the UK, they got a playground like a room, but it's in line the main communication strategy, and they can play in this room and create something special for the UK market, because the UK market is completely different in my sector as a German market, the Scandinavian or the Asia market. So when you watch carefully how, for me, Switzerland do this, and you see a winning team. Yeah, the brand Switzerland is well known. If you watch over the border to Austria, they canceled the strategy that Austria, the brand Austria, was presented in the world anymore. Each part of Austria can run by herself, especially in the German sector, because in the German market, because they speak German also, like Tyrol, Vienna, everybody do her own thing. But where's the brand Austria? And I have discussed with these guys, and of course, from Vienna and Tyrol and all the areas, they say this is much better for us, because this is a big national tourist office or association. This is not really helpful for our daily work. But I ask the people, when we put now here in the city of Bucharest a big Europe map, where only the borders are inside, no name of the country, then we ask the people, show us Austria. I get 90% with the right place. But if you ask, show me Tyrol, show me Vienna, you will have problems. So this is Switzerland do it different ways. So back to your question, I really think what you say is really right. We need to be think about how to create, how you go up in this position you want to go, and this is also for the association. It need to be painting a way what homework need to do to one time will be in the position that they want to be. And now we are starting. The association is starting, so it's not only painting a name on a piece of paper and make it nice like that. This is not an association, this is a wallpaper. We need to make from the wallpaper the content inside. That I say. Somebody else have a
Well, again, representing the creative point, I think that that pre-planning is important, but also you need to focus on your strengths. And if your strength is creativity and the ability to make things happen very quickly and fast, you should put that into your advantage. And therefore, I think the work that needs to be done is how do we position Romania in a totally different angle, because you will not be able to compete with the tidiness and the pre-planning of the Swiss guys. And you know, as you also said beforehand, you know, you have your cultural, you have your background, you have the treasure that you're bringing with you, and I think you need to bring it into your advantage. You have an amazing city here. You have an amazing monuments, things that you know people are looking to find those days. People are going back to basic. We see a huge trend of people. You know, we kind of pushed back from religion, we pushed back from from the history, and now people are going back into the history, going back into the simplicity. Look on the design lines that you have today. 5 years ago, if people would look on the design of Facebook or LinkedIn, they would say, that's nice, but where is the design? There is no design here. Now people are going back to the simple, clean design. No design is design. So we see that shift coming back. And I think this is a unique point of time and opportunity to raise a flag and say, hey, we are here as well. And we can bring you that historical kind of feeling with that city, plus things that no other country can compete with prices, with high quality versus prices, so what you get for what you pay. And I think that if you compare Romania to Germany even, in Germany you pay a lot and you get a lot, but in Romania you can pay less and get the same a lot as in Germany. There is no reason today why you will not be able to set the same standard of service as in Germany or Switzerland or Austria or UK or any other country. So I think that's the benefit that you can, those are one of the benefits that you can bring into the picture and say, this is Romania, this is the new Romania, and this should be your new MICE destination.
Please, Vali.
Thank you very much. Hi everyone. I'm happy that we meet each other here in Bucharest. It's for the first time that we are in the this setup here. Now, just to answer to this question, but also to put together some things from the past questions. Basically, there is so much to do. Up here, first of all, we have to look in our yard and to see exactly what Radu pointed. This our situation, as we spoke with. I spoke this morning with Peter to let's say build our identity in the end. Yeah, to put all the things together. Then also this identity, very good. Also he pointed, yeah, to find, maybe not like Switzerland with 12 months before, but anyway, to find, to have a project, mid-term, long-term, to have a strategy, sounds romantic, but this is it. I mean, finally, and if you look at everything, and then we go to the first question, why Romania didn't succeed until now? Again, I don't say it didn't succeed, but also it's not a success. So we are somewhere there. Everything starts from the education part. Everything goes back to the level of information, to maybe not only information, but as we started the MICEPRO Academy, and as we spoke on the way here, and we'll develop more and more. The idea is to okay, now with the generation that we have now, this is it. Maybe we change here there, but to prepare, the next generation to understand first of all that everything is beside them. Yeah, they have the power to change the things, and then to be involved, to be creative, to have the enthusiasm and to share this enthusiasm. So as you see, there are many lines, there are many things that here has to do. I hope we'll get the energy. I hope we'll find the resources that we need in order to reach all our goals and the goals that will come over. But as we see the development in the last, let's say, 1 year, I guess we are on the good way. Now we'll see. God knows, from now on.
Hello. So yes, I totally agree also with what you said and what said Radu and what everybody said. And of course, Romania is not at its correct place. In fact, because of its size, because of its economy, because of its potential, if we can say it like that, but in a very pragmatic way, not in something linked with something wonderful, so extraordinary, just its basic assets. Romania is not at its correct place as a MICE destination. So, as we are in the situation that we begin something, in a way, we continue something that has existed before, of course, but we have to restart it, to relaunch it in a way. And of course, the question for us and your expertise is very important for us in that sense is for you, a newcomer in the mice market actually. If he wanted, for example, to go to the German market, he has to play on which points? What are the people are looking for when they want to try a new destination? When they think about a new destination, what are the assets that has to be presented or that has to be proposed for them? Just in a general way, of course, not in more anyway, very specific.
I need to have some microphone. Okay, so let me start with few words what's going on at the German mice market, because in the moment I guess the German mice market are completely changed, and there's a few things you wrote in your books also, about social media or the digital marketing, the web 2.0, that everything is on mobile, and to change the kind of event business. And of course, to change the event business and the incentive business, then they change the mice market is next. We got for a few years a big problem. The problem was older. It come from Budapest, from a very beautiful bath there where you can take a swimming pool. We got a big insurance company. They do a kind of party there and an event, an incentive event for the high professional sales team. And they order also a kind of a couple of prostitutes there and have, I guess, some fun. This was then in the German, in the German newspaper, in the internet, and this insurance company got big problems, and all the insurance companies then remember, oh God, yes, last incentive maybe could be possible. Few guys after the official program enjoy the local spirit of few girls. So what's going on then? The journalism in Germany looks very hard, and maybe I don't know if you know this. Our old president from Germany, Mr. Wolf, at the end he's falling down because he also got problems. Doing something in event business was not correct. So what's going on at the market now? This insurance company have really many, until today, big problems. Insiders speak that they have more than 300,000 cancelled contracts from people. And what's going on now? The companies they look very, very carefully, and they ask if it makes sense what they're doing there. So in the moment, this is a big, the market turnaround. Everybody's looking for new solutions. On the other side, few people are going afraid, and they say, oh, come on, we do like we have done all the last years. Maybe this is a solution. Perhaps it will go better in 2 years or 3 years. And other people think about what we can make now new, find the chance inside this. And in the moment, the German market, really don't know where you want to go. This is so like this and this. And my clients like Denmark or Malta. Malta is a small island. They have, they're happy because they need only a few businesses come inside, and they are happy. Francs need much more to be happy, but in these countries we have problems like the familization trips. The familization trip is this is to show the people the country, but the corporates from the companies don't book anymore these familization trips. They're afraid because they say, well, maybe it's not good if I'm there. It's corruption. Maybe people can say it will be somebody will corrupt me, things like that. So in the moment, the market looking for new solutions and a new kind of format, new content for events, new kind of events, new kind of mice marketing activities. What you wrote in your books, very nice. I wrote both. I read both, and the digital part is very important. But there's a chance also inside. So at the end, for the German market, what's he doing now? In the moment, he's still waiting. What's going on? He's still waiting, and he's looking what from the countries coming. And will give one example from a country has really, you know, it's an expensive country like Switzerland. It's Denmark. They have only Copenhagen really for the mice industry. And what they do is, I don't know if in UK know this conception. This is called meetovation. They do you know, another kind of meetings. And with this skill, they go out in the market. And now the guys from Austria, tourism office, from German, they come there and they won't be coached. So this, you know, this could be also a chance for you to be coached from the Danish people how this kind of events work. And when they explain me first time how this conception works, they say in general, we want to put in the head of our hotel sales, if they have a call for conference rooms and for room nights, don't ask first question how many rooms you need. Ask what you want to do here, why you want to come, and how can we help to reach your target. And if then the companies say, come on, we have make a fusion with two companies, you know, the people need to speak together, they need to be fine together, then the Danish people, you know, they try to help the people find together. That's the target. Why they come to Copenhagen? Why this company booked Copenhagen? That this target, the targets the company want to have in the mind of the people. This would be, you know, would be work, would be insight. At the end, the people go home and say, okay, this was another kind of meeting, never done this before, but longer time ahead of the delegates there. This is, I think, a very smart solution. If you have nothing, please now stop the camera, also expensive alcohol and bad weather in Copenhagen. This was a joke. Okay?
Yes.
So I will try to give an answer to Jamil's question. I'm not a German, but yeah, you never know. That's correct. But I try to have an image about the main mice market in Europe, at least. And I followed a little bit the evolution on the German market, and I think in this moment the leaders of the industry try to re-identify the German market. I saw an article 1 month ago, 2 months ago. Part of the German Convention Bureau leaders, part of the local Convention Bureau leaders were very upset because of they are not recognized by the national and local authorities as real partners, as real industry. And they organized 1 month ago, I think, a big event where the attendee was the MPs, the member of government, and another, let's say, key persons in the decision makers and so on, in order to show them, to present them, to explain them on, let's say, an easy and facile language, what's about this industry, how it's, what is the money which brings this industry in Germany, how many people works in this industry. So a very pragmatic approach. On the other hand, Germany has a wonderful technical infrastructure for mice. Maybe the creativity is not the major point, but speaking about infrastructure, it's difficult to compete. Then maybe the answer to your question is to propose something different, to propose something which involve creativity, which involve maybe not so much technology, not so much high standard facilities, because I repeat, it's difficult to have, let's say, in the next 10 years an exhibition center like in Frankfurt, or I don't know, like in Berlin or like in Munich. We must be very realistic. A lot of investment, huge investment in mice industry, private and public ones, not only private. Then maybe our point to approach the Germany, it's one side, let's say the common heritage, because we had a common history with the German people, the common culture, the common history, the new way of life, of living here, which is a little bit different. I don't say it's better, but it's another way. And another way to approach the events. Not so, how to say, not so digital, sorry, not so digital yet. Because there are, I discuss with a lot of people in the industry, and some of them, not necessarily the old ones, even the young, want, at least from time to time, to go to the simple thing, not to the very, very digital, very complicated, very technical, very IT. So I think we have this possibility, but from our point of view, that means infrastructure and a lot of specialists, good expert training, and willing, of course.
Well, I obviously don't agree, but again, I don't think you need to compete with Frankfurt on the size of the exhibition center. And also what Peter said, people are going to Copenhagen because of motivation, because they are looking for new formats, for new concepts of how to make their event work. And you know, it's also what I'm talking about in my book. The format of event is going to change. And I agree, technology is sometimes a bit frightening, but from my point of view, technology is just 10% of the solution. Even when we're talking about innovation and smart solutions, technology is just 10%. You need to know how to use it, how to make it work for you, but at the end of the day, just part of the solution. I think we need to look for the solution not under the lamp, but to kind of open our scope and try to figure out what's the problem. And I think the problem is very simple. It's about perception. You know, if you go to the circus, I'll tell you a short story about it. If you go to the circus, you'll see a huge elephant which is tied to the ground with a very, very small cord. Now, it doesn't make sense. You know, this elephant can move the whole circus with him, but he's tied with his leg with a small rope to the ground, and he's not even trying. And the reason is that those elephants, when they are getting born, the first thing the trainer is doing is tying them with a rope. So the elephant is trying, when he is very small, he's trying to move his leg. He sees that he cannot do it, and then he says, all right, I got it. I cannot move. So then he grows, he becomes huge, but then he doesn't try, because he knows it didn't work in the past, it wouldn't work in the future. This is what we need to change. This is the perception. It doesn't matter what we had in the past. It doesn't matter how people perceived Romania in the past, because if we will stick to the past and stick to the existing perception of what is Romania, yeah, you will be left with the people that say, be careful about your watch because it will be disappearing when you fly over Romania. But those are jokes. This is not, we all know this is not the reality. So we need to change that perception. We need to basically go out there and say, we are creative. We know how to think outside of the box. And you're looking for new formats, you're looking for new experiences for your people. Here you will find the experiences. And the solution will not be just cheap hotel rooms or pool parties and whatever you can do afterwards, but but the actual combination of that. And if we look on new formats, if we look on the way events are going to change, and again, don't forget, you have a huge young generation coming on board, which is not tied to any preperceptions. They don't care about what used to be the format. They care about themselves. They care about what's in it for me. What do I get out of coming to Romania, and what do I get out of this event? And they are looking for totally different things than what our generation or the older generation was looking for. 10 years ago, when you asked people, why are you coming to events? They said, we are coming to learn. My father was going to exhibitions and conferences to gain knowledge. He was bringing that back with him to the country to teach his employees how to do and how to work and how to what's new in the industry. Today, when you ask people, why are you coming to events, 50% of them or 70% of them says that for them it's for networking. So for them, from their point of view, networking and gaining knowledge is about the same kind of importance. And still the world haven't captured that yet. If you look on the agendas of all the exhibitions, all the conferences, everything, it's 95% content, 5% time for networking. The audience asks for 50-50, but what we say, no, that's fine, what you ask is great, we know better, it will be 95% as it used to be. But it will change, and the market will change it. And that's the beauty of our generation. It's the power that the masses has, the wisdom of the crowd. And if events will continue to be 95%, 5%, they will decrease and decrease and decrease in the amount of participation. And if they will be accepted, the change, they will be accepting the fact that things, someone moved my cheese, now let's figure out what we do with that, instead of sitting down and crying for that, let's figure out when it went, then things will change. And this is, I would say, a unique point of time. It's amazing to see it. I'm personally amazed to see that happening in the last 10 years, how things are changing and moving towards technology and innovation, not just the IT part, but in general, what we can gain with technology and what we can do in our events. But we are in that unique point of time where the world is changing. We are, it's like my grandfather seeing the first man landing on the moon or seeing the first TV broadcast. We are seeing live how our industry is changing in front of our eyes. And at that unique point of time where things are changing, it's either that you make a move or you just watch it to see how it happens and waiting to see for others to make a decision for you. And I think this is exactly the unique point of time where Eastern Europe, Romania, has the opportunity to put the first step on that new ground. And Denmark came with Mitovation, which is a great concept to kind of challenge the whole way of doing events and how to design your events. You are in the same position now. That's exactly the point where you can bring the creativity of the Romanian people, where you can bring the ability of a country that wants to grow, that is not wants to preserve what they have, but to grow and change, and to say, you're looking for a new format, you're looking for a new experience, you're looking for a new learning styles, you will find it in Romania. And to create a pack or a package that will combine not just the rooms, but will be led, and that's, I think, the opportunity for Up Here to be the leader of that part, is to say, we understand what the world is asking for. We understand what the new generation, where things are heading. We can predict the future. Now let's put back the crystal ball, and now let's make a plan out of it, and let's create a package that will be compelling to the German mice industry, to the British mice industry, to everyone in the world, because everyone around the world, in every country, everyone is looking for those new formats, for that innovation. And if you can bring everything already digested to the meeting professionals and say, here, you're looking for something, here it is. The best location, the best format, fully supported, with all the technology that you need, with the Wi-Fi included, with the electricity, with the AV equipment, with everything that you need, with hot water, everything, all combined together, all packed, and here, you're looking for a new format, here it is. And I think this is, and you know, this is, in 10 years time frame, when we will look back on those days, we will say, well, you know, that's amazing, it works. It's exactly the point of time where we were there when everything changed. So, yeah, I think that's the opportunity here.
Yes, I absolutely conform with you what you say, and very interesting what you say about the German mice market, because I remember when I worked for about, I don't know, 6 years, 7 years, I worked for Publicis and agency, and before the years I worked for a small event agency, and we think about these DMCs, destination management companies. We're looking around in Germany, where are DMCs? We have no DMCs, because, you know, the business from Germany goes always out. My clients, I remember before we have the internet, in the first agency I worked, we have 5 times this wall full of so where you can put register inside, you know, like, and then there's written, and there was written in Spain, north, west, south, east, and you open, and then hotel folders are inside. Because but nobody think about what we're doing in Germany. And you're right, we are not in the children's shirts, but for the mice business. And I know the German Convention Bureau looking for, you know, the skills, want to define each region of our skills, what's going on there. And the time, what you say, the time is now, people looking for new formats. The time is changed. And I sit in the airplane flying to Munich, and then here I read something from the leisure tourism we spoke in the morning, and I say, this is quite a clever idea. I wrote this before 5 years, and I don't know if it worked. I want to show this leisure example from Austria. Just right in the moment, more than 100 professional football clubs all over the world are in a training camp in Austria. So what they do, very clever. They go to a club like Borussia Dortmund, Schalke 04, Bayern Munich is now speak for the German clubs, or St. Pauli second year. They say, come on, we pay for you. What they need a grass field for play, not a really stadium. They don't need facilities from universities. And they say, you don't need to pay. You come here. You come with your team. And on the other way, we do a little promotion for our region into your stadium. And then the hotels, they make interesting fan packages, you know, for the fans to travel, to watch the clubs when they train. Because the first time you see the new coach, you see the new players, things like that. And I wrote this, and I was really surprised. More than 100 international professional football clubs are trained now in Austria. And then they make a calculation, how many fans coming behind them. And it's off-season. It's off-season in Austria. So it's a very simple idea, content idea. It's not, okay, so you need an infrastructure, you need to have a football field, yeah, okay, and a shower room or something like that. But I think this is another good example. It's a leisure example, but it's a good example for how you can find a position in the market.
Another idea that we agree on is the fact that you have to go to do this kitchen, and then to go to share it, to say that we are ready, we are doing this, because okay, the moment is perfect, yeah, but you have to do something, you have to go there. This what, you know, was missing until now, and everything is related to mentality and to education, yeah. Don't wait for someone to come to look for you, because if you wait, sorry, but as you said, yeah, you will look for how many destinations send, and this is it. No one will come for you. We have to go. So this is what we try to do also, and we do in up here. We go for, and you are here, and others will come, and we learn from you, and we'll make the plans together in order to find the best way to choose the niche markets, to choose the right product to sell, and to go with it, to say, we are here, we can do. What we can do, we'll see, but we are ready and we can do. The basic idea is to move, to make a move. Yeah, thanks.
But to add to that, I think that you also need to engage the government, because the potential that you have here, if you just increase by 20% the amount of business people that are coming here for conventions, the money that they are spending on the attractions. Yeah, and that will create more employment. It will create more money coming into. So there is a reason for the government to support it. So it needs to be not just a pure kind of I would say flag or role to do it. I think you need to bring on board the different offices. Not just because the everything they say. Oh yes, it's the MICE industry. That's the tourist. A ministry, but that's not true. It's also the labor ministry. It's also the education. There are a lot of ministries that will benefit from that growth, and because they are going to benefit from that, it's important for them to support it. And because it's important for them to support it, you need to be the one lobbying and bringing them on board so that it will become a reality.
Very, very, very good thing. And I have example like in Vienna, there is a medical conference, about 4,000 delegates, and they calculated every year how many money per each delegate per day will be in Vienna. So they have a price is 480 euros will be per day per delegate. It's a 4 days conference with about 4,000 delegates. But you can calculate how many money will be there, because of course the delegates fly with her companies pay the hotel Sacher, of course, and they buy for his wife some watch or something like that. It's very interesting. It's very important. I agree with you. Very important to have the government there in the back.
I don't know. Yes, indeed, there was a real impact for the Europa League in Bucharest. We have seen that. Unfortunately, as there was not a real offer package proposed before the event, people stayed very one night most of the time, or even they come for the day. They arrive with the airport during the morning and then they left. And it's exactly what you said before. In fact, we have to propose something. We have also to make all this part. Of course, we need to work with the public partners, but we need also to work with private partners to build the offer, to build the packages that will be proposed, to build innovative packages. And I think that's also one of the main duty of APR during the next months and during this launch phase or period of APR is really to build these packages. What is anyway interesting is that when we speak about innovation, even if we said it's just 10% technology, any time, because now I just come back from Paris and Nisa, and all the time when I travel I said, wow, in Romania all the time when I come back I have wireless everywhere, I can get connected, it's very easy, I don't even to ask if I'm going to have this technology and not. I have, in fact, all the things can be done very quickly. I think that's also one of the interests of Romania as a tourism destination, is that you can change the things quickly on technical points. You don't have like a huge, how can I say it? It's always good when you're new, because you didn't spend a lot of money for older technology and now you have to find anyway a way to rentabilize it or to get profit of it, and you're not going to pass to the next steps. So anyway, yes, that's a very important thing. We have this event with the Europa League final, but I think that one of the main problems is that we don't have also more important events, because sometimes, as you said, people ask you, are you going to be stolen in Romania or not? And if you organize some important events, then after anyway the image of a destination is changing. It's not just because we need them for the money. Even if we don't earn money for this kind of very big events, it's very important to change the image of the destination and to promote it outside. And here, of course, there is a really need of collaboration with public partners, because we need them for that kind of events. But these kind of events will change a little bit the things. I think that also one thing you speak about before is the way people are coming back to tradition, that they're also interesting with culture. I just want to notice that a lot of people were interested, as when I saw in IMEX or in other conferences, as Romania, not anyway just for Romania, to discover Romania, but just as the image of Romania as a Balkan destination, if I can put it like that, in the sense we are going to discover more about a region through a single country. So let's offer us more about all the region, let's propose something maybe cross-border sometimes, or let's offer something different, because we want to go in a place, but we want to learn a lot about other places or about other things in the same place. And that's a little bit the kind of products we are thinking about thinking to develop, to propose something more innovative. It's not just you are here and you will see just something about here. You are here and we are opening you a gate about other topics, other thematics that are linked with the area.
Okay, we have two more topics, and we'll focus on them. But before that, I want also to talk a little bit about Germany, Peter, because I was amazed to hear one thing. People think usually, like a perception, that Germans are people that are going abroad a lot and that are making cars. So I heard from Mrs. Petra Hedorfer, the CEO of tourism organization, that revenues from tourism and travel industry, also from MICE, increased a lot over the last year and overpassed the revenues from car industry, from auto industry. It was amazing for me. So it's about discipline, vision. No, it's not a question. I was amazed that revenues from tourism in Germany, also with my sector, overpassed the revenues made from the auto industry. Yes.
I want to say something. Yes, in the moment we have Berlin is a big player. Berlin is they build hotels over hotels, but they need to make more hotels. Berlin is amazing because you have everything. The people have everything. They have history. You know, the Americans like, and then they like to see the place. Oh, here was the wall, and this was the place somebody would be shoot. Yeah, exactly here. What was the name of this guy? Oh, sorry. So people like this. Yeah. Yeah, but they like it. They go. Then there you have the Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, and these guys. They love it, and so Berlin is running. And in the MICE industry, you know, like my clients like France, Paris, you know, they say, okay, Berlin is young, it's cheap, and it's dirty, but it's cheap. So you know, it's in no other world city like London or Paris, you pay for a coffee only €2. In Berlin, all other places are expensive. So this is true now. With Berlin, you know, other areas start to be attractive. But we have really problems. You will have problems when you want to be a big meeting. I have done meetings for Sanofi Aventis. I worked about 2 years. We done meetings for about 2,600 delegates. You need to go to Berlin. You have no chance to do this somewhere in Cologne, in Hamburg. Forget it. You don't have hotel capacity, so you have so many hotels that so the traveling in the morning to bring all delegates together, forget it, then the half day is finished. So in Berlin you have all these possibilities, and the other country, Munich is the same problem. You only can work with a couple of delegates. In Frankfurt, it's nice, you have international airport, best you stay at the airport, get a conference room there. With Lilly Pharma, I stay all the time. I have for a long time. I can say this is a nice around here. I have promoted the potential called Cialis, it's like Viagra. I have promoted it in Germany for 6 years, and it's the first market. So all the time we stay at the Frankfurt airport and make conferences there about this for Lilly Pharma. So now Germany is really growing coming back. People and the companies think about being in Germany, but it's really true. For I told before, for about 10 years, 7 years, you don't find any destination management companies in Germany. No agency have the idea to do something for foreign people, come to Germany to help them to do an event, because they were full booked with bring us to Spain, bring us to Mallorca, bring us to wherever. It's a change in the moment, and so at the moment Germany is attractive, but my point of view is what Berlin now doing. Berlin, they only they build new hotels, more hotels, more hotels. But what kind of standard they do? If you look the conference facilities, you think they're running with a map from 1974, how you make a conference room. We need to split here and in line, we need to have so many chairs and things. They don't think what's coming behind there. And again, back to Scandinavia or Denmark, if you go in a kindergarten, the rooms are round, the chairs are different. Not because they are super designed, they love design. No, they know today, they have the knowledge, this is much better for the children to help them grow up, open-minded, whatever. I guess my personal opinion, this they forgot in Germany now, especially in Berlin. One time when we have in Berlin enough hotels and enough conference facilities, then the price war will be starting. And then it will be, now it's cheap, and it will be go cheaper. I don't see that the prices will go high. I don't see this, because more hotels, price go much cheaper. And perhaps they think from now until 10 years, but they need to think from now until, my opinion, 20 years. What we want to do after this with all these conference facilities, when the first rush to run to Berlin goes more down, everybody was there, and then, okay, we are 3 times there, now we don't need to go again. So think about that.
Well, they have great French fries, by the way, in Berlin, so it's a good reason to come. And I'm not sure when it was the last time, because I didn't manage to find coffee for €2 in Berlin for a long time. The address, okay. Yeah. Okay. So, but trying to connect what you said and what Jamil said, I think that if you look on all the airlines, the one that has the newest and the best fleet right now are the low-cost ones. EasyJet, Wizz Air, Ryanair. Ryanair, I read. Don't want to make a kind of misleading data, but I read in the newspaper that they placed an order for 80 new aircraft to Boeing. So when you try to compare, Lufthansa and all the other huge British Airways and all the huge airlines, they are still holding aircrafts from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. All the new low cost, because they are new, they only have the new fleet, the new kind of from the factory. And I think this is exactly the opportunity, as Jamil said as well. You have now an opportunity to get into the game. You're bringing everything. Everything is new. You will not go and buy, the A scale Wi-Fi when we are now at the N generation. So you will already have N generation Wi-Fi in all the rooms. So obviously you can propose venues which has the latest and the greatest technology, because you're buying everything new. And just think about what you've done right now. You talked about Germany and you positioned it for travel and for cars, but Germany has much more than that. But that's the perception. So, Giuliani did an amazing job in New York, changing the perception of New York from a crime city to an amazing destination. You have now the ability to push a task force with the government to change the positioning of Romania from stealing watches to on the way to a MICE location, and connect that new positioning, connect that new statement that this is maybe not just Romania, maybe the Balkans, maybe maybe the Eastern Europe again. You can maybe collaborate with other countries that are crossing borders with you, but positioning that as the new MICE destination, the place where you get the best and the latest and greatest offerings, new formats, new technologies, new facilities, everything combined together can change the perception of the country to become the new MICE position, and obviously accommodating the new formats, the new changes that everyone are looking for. And again, it's very easy to make the first impression. That's the first statement. Once you're captured with that statement, that will take you forward for the next few years. So it's just a matter of marketing. It's just a matter of going out there and saying, this is what we are. This is the new Romania, and Romania is MICE. Romania is destination.
I fully agree with what Shuli said about the necessity of the governmental support and the involvement, not only central government but also local government. And I would like to know, to make you know, if you don't know, that the Ministry of Tourism, for example, the Authority for Tourism, because they changed the name several times in the last 10 years, support MICE market, the Romanian MICE market. It was with the support of the Ministry of Tourism and with the financement of Ministry of Tourism, which Romania could participate in IMEX with national stand in EIBTM, and that it happened since 2004, 2005. It's an important effort for the budget of the Authority for Tourism, taking into account that those two fairs, for example, are the most expensive in the world, probably, or between the major tourist fair or specialized fair. But on the other hand, on the other side, it is not only this kind of support, financial support. It's you say we need to change perception. We need to change the perception, first of all, inside Romania, for being able afterward to change it outside Romania. I mean, we need to change the perception about MICE industry, about MICE activity inside Romania, in the rapports between the private and the public sector, between the rapports in the local community and the national scale, and private companies and state-owned, few state-owned companies. So these are a lot of small things to do, but which takes a lot of time. It could appear small. For example, how to convince the national airline company to offer discounted tickets for events. It's impossible. I tell you. And it's a must. It's a normal thing in other countries. Okay, probably we will succeed we will arrive. I don't know when to have also this kind of understanding. Let's say marketing understanding and financial understanding, but it's a marketing understanding, by the way. Or how to improve, or to assure, to improve, to offer, let's say, a separate line in the airport for the participant in an international event. It's just an example, just like that. It's practically impossible. Probably it's normal because of the rules in an airport, but it's also possible if you want to. Those are small examples. How to convince a local community like Brașov, which an important capacity, to move to a convention bureau, to create a convention bureau, or to support the creation of a convention bureau. How to do that in Sibiu, which has a lot of wonderful things from not only from historical point and cultural point of view, but also from infrastructure, MICE infrastructure point of view. How to convince them? They are smart people. They are German, led by a German, by the major is German. They made a lot of very good things in the way of in this part of MICE activity. But how to convince them that they have to do more? They have to organize in a way or in another a public-private partnership, or I don't know. There are several possibilities. It takes time. It takes time. Sometimes 10 years, maybe more. And I would like to coming back to Peter. You said 485 per day per participant, euro per day per participant. I remember the last ICA statistics. The average expenses per participant per day worldwide, it's somewhere around $475 per participant per day. In my opinion, for example, in Romania, it's an estimation. It's an estimation in this moment. It's somewhere around between 280, 300, taking into account all the expenses, international travel, local expenses, all. No? But it's 3 times more, maybe more than 3 times, than the expenses made by a tourist for leisure, which is under 100 per day. That's why it's important, economically speaking, it's important MICE industry.
I totally agree with you. The only thing I don't agree with you is that there is nothing which is impossible. Everything is possible. It's just a matter of willing. It's just a matter of willing. Willing. And you know, I was invited by one of the governments in Latin America. I will not tell the exact country, but I was invited by them to give some consultancy to the government about the their potential, and we spoke exactly about that. And $300, 1,000 participants, $300,000 that the local economy is receiving because of that single 3 days event with one small 1,000 people event that we're bringing over. And that needs to be in the DNA of the government, of the local government, and also of the general government. We had the same discussion in in one of those countries in Latin America, and once we spoke about those numbers, and I said, all right, what are you willing to put on the table right now? If I'm bringing you an international exhibition, 5,000 square meters, 5 to 10,000 participants coming from worldwide, what you as local government willing to put? And immediately the Ministry of Tourism said, I'm giving you 20% on all the airlines flights that will bring the people to the country. It's possible. And I'm bringing you, for the first year, you get our national stadium, our national exhibition center for free. You get the ground for free. Just bring me that, because he understands the value. He understands the meaning of having 10,000 people flooding the city for 3 days, and the added value in the economy and the positioning, because once you bring one, 5 others will come as well. People will say, wow, that was amazing. It was a totally something else from what we expected. And yes, we had a perception about that country or that city in one way, and now it's totally different. And that worth a lot for the country. And they were willing, and we are actually going to probably do something like that. They were actually willing to make an effort to push the airlines, to bring the ground for the exhibition, to push the hotels, to give a lower fee. Everything. They really went out of their skin in order to make it happen, because they understand the potential. And I think this is your role as up here. You need to be the one, first of all, as you said, working in-house. First of all, educating your country, educating your local government to understand that every day that we're not doing it, every day we're losing, the country is losing opportunities, is losing money. Today, if we had 1,000 people here in a convention somewhere in Bucharest, that means $300,000 that the Romanian economy haven't received today. Why? Because there is no event like that today here. And if tomorrow there isn't one like that, and if the day after this, we already missed almost $1 million that we could bring into the economy. And that's an amazing motivation. And you need to be the one pitching and conveying that motivation to the country, saying, hey, guys, we're losing a lot of money. It should be in our hands, instead of having that. Yeah.
Education, I can say it's a very important thing also on MICE sector. You told us actually a lot of nice ideas, but you have put some of these ideas in some books that are real bestsellers on MICE industry, for real. We have here with us a book called Evenimentele în 2020, Events in 2020. You are the author of this book. Constantin Pavel, our colleague, is the publisher of this book. We just launched your first book on the Romanian market, because you wrote many books, not only that. For me, I didn't have patience to read this book at home. I started to read it, a big part of it in the plane, my way back from IMEX Frankfurt, where I met you first time, face-to-face, because face-to-face meetings are very important. In my opinion, it's a science fiction book, an applied science fiction book, because also Jules Verne and H.G. Wells had a lot of visionary ideas that went reality. I like the beginning of the book. You are on an airport in 2020. Please tell us some things about your main ideas on this book that will be very soon available for Romanian readers.
The book I already know, and I cannot read it in Romanian anyhow. Yeah, not the Romanian version yet. Yeah. Yeah, the book starts with a kind of a science fiction, I would say, story about a guy who is, because, and that book, maybe I will start from a different angle. That book is not mine. I was just the editor. That book is based on a concept which is called Wisdom of the Crowd, where I went out and interviewed 384 people out of the industry worldwide, and asked them seven simple questions, which basically are all of the same. All the questions are: envision 2020. What do you think will happen in 2020? And from one hand, 2020 is almost 7 years from now. With the fast development of technologies, we can easily imagine that technology will be an amazing part of our life. And also, when you ask people, imagine 2020, the first thing they say, mobile applications, mobile devices. Right, fine, but that's not a future. That's not a platform. Mobile is just another tool, another computer. We used to have in the 70s a room for a computer, then it shrinked into a box, then it shrinked into a laptop, then a tablet. Now it's a phone. Maybe in the future it will be glasses, or maybe wearable. We don't feel that we have a computer with us, but it's the same. What you do with them is basically the same stuff as you used to do in the past. So yes, maybe in 2020, when you will walk into the room, you will have a small chip implanted into your brain, and you will walk through the RFID gates or whatever will be the technology by then, and all the conference materials will be downloaded into your brain, and you don't need to carry anything, you don't need to read anything, everything is already preloaded. But before we get there, that was kind of trying to set the stage, where can we get in 2020. But also I would say the mice industry is a very traditional industry, so I don't really believe that's how we're going to look like in 2020. But I think there are some trends that are changing, and what I tried to do in that book is to purify the ideas that came from the people, from those experts in that market, and to try and take away the common stuff, because that's the beauty. The wisdom of the crowd is a very, very interesting concept. It's the concept is that if you ask enough people the same question, you will get the most accurate answer than if you ask a professional. And it was a book that was written a few years ago, which is called The Wisdom of the Crowd, and he did some experiments, like for instance bringing a cow into the center of town and asking people how much the cow weighs. And people that don't understand anything said 5 kilos, 200 kilos, 1 ton, and each one gave a different number. And then he brought a butcher and he said, right, you're an expert, what is the weight of the cow? And the amazing was that the average amount, if you calculate all the different answers, the average of those answers was more accurate than the number that the butcher gave. And there are a lot of implementations of that concept that we can take onwards with us. Imagine if you have something that you're suffering from. You go to the doctor and you say, I have a pain here in my shoulder. Whenever I move my leg, the shoulder starts to ache. So then the doctor says, well, I never heard something like that, but he takes a big book, and he's opening the book, or he's searching the internet or the PubMed for all the publications. And then he says, well, there are probably 6 different things that you can be suffering from. Let's give you one pill, let's see if it works, and if not, come back to me and I'll give you that. But the amazing part is that if you will put a post on Facebook, and you will say on Facebook, I'm suffering from a pain when I'm moving my leg, my shoulder starts to ache. If you have enough friends on Facebook, one of them, and you ask them, all right, if someone knows what it is, please let me know. One of your friends will have a sister, a brother, an uncle, someone he knows that was suffering from the same thing, and he will tell you, yeah, I had someone who was suffering, it's called like that, this was the pill that he was using, and amazingly enough, that probably is going to be the solution for your problem. So that kind of concept is now the basis for a lot of innovative, I would say, community kind of solutions or communities in order to solve problems, in order to find solutions for diseases, using that concept of wisdom of the crowd. We are a small crowd here. That's what we're doing, right? We're talking about a topic, and each one is bringing his 2 cents, and maybe we'll get $1 out of it at the end of the day. But so what I try to do in that book is to take away the obvious stuff, to take away the common stuff. If so many people say the same thing, okay, let's say that's what they said, but then let's put it aside and let's try to find those unique ideas that came within those answers. And I think that when we look on 2020, and whenever I'm presenting about it, I'm always opening with a big map showing the years and the age. And I'm saying, all right, if you were born in that year, this is the age you're going to be in 2020. And my kids are going to be your delegates in 2020. And those kids were born into a digital reality. Those kids are, they communicate with their friends. They have 4 or 5 screens of Skype open simultaneously. They communicate with 5 different people simultaneously on different topics at all. And when you ask people about it, and they say, yes, as this generation is suffering from ADHD, they're all hyperactive, and it's not true. It's a generation that was born and raised differently. and it infects a lot of stuff. You know, when I was a kid, I had a huge book in my, I had a huge shelf with a lot of books, which was called the encyclopedia. And when I was looking for something, I was taking the right volume, and I was going through the encyclopedia, and on the way trying to find something, I met a lot of other topics on that way. Today you don't need it. You have Google. You're pinpointing what you need, and you find immediately the content or the answer to what you need. So when we are in the room and the presenter is talking about a topic, before he gets to his second slide, I'm already on Google, Googling that topic, and in 5 minutes, I'm better expert than the speaker. So then, once I got introduced to the topic, and I know that I can get all the information that I need because I have it in the palm of my hand, why do I need to sit for 45 minutes in the room? It's a waste of time. I got a concept. Let's go out. Let's network with people. That's why we came from. So it changes, and we need to embrace that. We need to understand that the world is changing, and this generation requires something else, and because of that, we also need to change the format of our event. And maybe our events will no longer be a keynote speaker on a stage talking to a bored audience, you know, sitting like that for 45 minutes listening to that speaker, because the audience is not like that any longer. The audience changed, so the speakers need to change. So in my book, I'm trying. I don't want to spoil the reading for the ones that will buy. You need to support the Romanian version of that book as well. But the book takes you through those kind of, I would say, previous assumptions about how events should be, what people are looking for, and challenging that. And I like to be very controversial in my presentations and also in my books. I'm always challenging people to get outside of the box and revisit their ideas from a different angle. So I think that's the same. I think that's the same thing here. It's about the way events are going to change, what becomes more important, what is less important today, and how we accommodating that. And eventually maybe the format of our events will no longer be a keynote speaker speaking to the audience and then a breakout sessions into 3 rooms with a packed agenda, but maybe something which is totally different. You know, if I'm always telling in my presentation, I'm invited as a speaker to a lot of events worldwide. I'm traveling with the same presentation, giving the same pitch again and again. I'm always telling the people, why are you here? Why did you make the effort to come and listen to my presentation? Go to YouTube, search for Shuli Golovinsky, or now in my new Romanian name, and you will find that presentation. You don't need to make the effort and come over from your comfortable offices to sit here and listen to me. You can watch it on the internet. But on the other hand, in this room, we have a lot of people that are much older than I am, that has a much better experience than I have. Maybe they need to be on stage. Why do they need to listen to me? They need to be the speakers. You know, in London we have a great area which is called Hyde Park, and in Hyde Park we have a special corner which is called Speaker's Corner. And everyone that thinks that he has something to say goes there, stands on a small box and gives a pitch. And it's amazing because if it's interesting, people are standing and listening. If it's not interesting, he's there alone. So maybe that's the new format. Maybe that's the new way events are going to happen. Maybe the what I'm proposing in the book is a totally different concept for events, which is called the Business and Fun Framework, which basically states that we have an opening session with a keynote speaker, but the keynote speaker is not speaking. He is just moderating a discussion because he's an expert, because he's coming from an expert point of view, but he's managing a discussion with the audience. And after that discussion, there are different tracks. One track is totally networking. You came for networking, you got it. You know, go to that room and just network till you die. And then you want to sit down and listen, go to that room and you can sit down and listen to boring presentations. And if you want to listen to your colleagues, go to that track, and on that track you will have 10 minutes presentations from your colleagues talking about the hottest topics, the most worrying things, the challenges that they have. You know, for me as an entrepreneur, to sit down and listen to problems of people, it's amazing. You know, that's the fuel that I need to create the innovation, to bring the new products into the market. So I don't care about the presenters. You know, when I used to work for Microsoft, you know, every year we had a conference with Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer talking about the next year. We came there already knowing what they are going to talk about, because it's the same stuff that was 2 months ago in CES in Las Vegas, and then we all watched it online, and then we all read it in the communication that came in. So we knew 95% of it anyhow. So yeah, it was very exciting to see Bill Gates live, but at the end of the day, we already know the content. But in the room, in the 25,000 people that were sitting there and listening to Bill Gates, there were brilliant brains there that had huge and amazing innovations in their brains. And maybe that's the content, maybe that's the new content, because that's what will make a difference. You know, also think about competition between two events. You have two events bringing the same speakers, same keynote speakers. What is the difference? Why should I come to your event versus his event? Because there is a different audience there, and that audience maybe have different stories to tell. So I think we are expecting a very interesting future coming down the road, and as I said, we are in a very unique point of time where things are changing. We see that happens in politics, in the Arab countries, where they are changing regimes because of the ability to communicate with each other very easily and pull out those kind of revolutions. We see that in technology, the way technology sparks and changes from one year to another, and we see that in the growth. And coming back to Romania, we are seeing that growth also in the developing or the Eastern European countries that are now changing and suddenly coming out of the hoods and becoming the new destinations. So definitely there is a very interesting future coming in front of us, and what I'm trying to do in my books is to kind of predict that future or lay the foundation for others to say, well, you know, let's take it to the next step. If that format is going to change, let's implement it. Let's try it. Let's make it. We don't need to go to Copenhagen for that. We can read a book and we can implement that format change, and maybe we can even do it better, because I'm not the smartest guy in the room. Maybe there are others that can take that to the next level and change that into a more innovative format, a more interesting concept. And I think I'm just trying to kind of put some light, especially on the kind of known and established point of views, and I'm always challenging that in order to kind of spark ideas into the brains of my readers. And wait for the next book, it's coming soon.
We hope so. We are sure it will come soon. So for people involved in organizing events, and not only, we have here Events 2020. In 2020, don't lose it. Now we are in the front of the last topic now, but I'm sure we need sequels with our discussions. So let's hope this is only the first part in time, and to meet together from time to time. It was an amazing discussion. Last topic is very pragmatic, and it's about events. Our up-year events here in Romania, and not only. Usually our president Valentin Constantin is talking a lot, but now I want to ask him about these events. First, I want to focus very brief two events. So now we prepare the conference, the event industry, an opportunity for Romania. We are part of the speakers here. Another, let's say, a smaller event for up here, but important. We will participate on an island in the middle of the Danube at the beginning of August for 10 days. to an important summer academy for youth and not only. And up here we'll have a program scheduled in this event for learning young students all the things we can learn about this very nice industry which is called mice. And now I want to let Vali to give us more details about our big events, MICEPRO and the others.
Thank you very much. It was so nice to stay and listen. Huh? Very nice stories everywhere. Yeah, what we will deliver for this year. Tomorrow we'll have this conference, Mice Industry, an opportunity for Romania, where also we'll point out the edition of this year of MICEPRO exhibition. Now, MICEPRO exhibition, as we discussed today, started also from, you know, I've seen the need. I try to understand, and also I spoke with Julie and with Peter. Yes, we have IMEX, we have IBTM, we have you know, many exhibitions and many events worldwide and, you know, global level. But there is also a big need, and things are moving this way. A big need at the local level and regional level in order to of mice promotion and more niche markets than and more even the meetings that we have in this kind of exhibition on over 2-3 days. To be more focused on your business, on your level, and on your region or local area. And about 2 years ago, I started to observe this, and from here the concept of MICEPRO appeared. And as we agreed now, we said yes, we can. So it's true, it's happening. So I see, for example, we had in this area, let's say from Russia to Southern Europe, we had the mice forum in Moscow together with MIT, and then Conventa, and maybe also the Czech Republic. I don't know, some. And more start to. I said several years ago that there were already about, I mean, big ones, several, 3 or 4, and now you'll see. I think each country has something like that. Moreover, we see Turkey will have another one, Ice of Mice, starting next year. Then Ukraine, and so on and so on. So it's obvious that, you know, there is this need and there is this trend. And yes, Romania has MICEPRO. About the second, so tomorrow we have this conference, and then to launch MICEPRO 2013, and then in August we'll have also the, as we said, we are focusing more and more on the educational level as more as we can support, and we'll take the education to the seaside and to the Danube. Why not? You know, this is the time. And you have to go where the people goes. Yeah, you have to be there. You don't have to, as you said, you know, say okay, I know that you want this, but I know better what you need. No, you just go there and find a way. It's a good time for us to relax a bit, you know, to calm down and to prepare to charge the batteries for MICEPRO in November. But otherwise, to use the holiday to do something proper there. Yeah. So for this year, this will be the agenda. So we'll have in August we'll have this academy, and then we'll have MICEPRO in November. Last but not least, we'll have this gala at 5 of December, the Tourism and Mice Gala in Romania. So we'll have the time to come from several more times in Bucharest, and then we'll become, hopefully, the members of ICCA somewhere at the end of the year. So from next year we'll have a full agenda. Also with the support of the ambassador program that we develop, we try to, and we not try, but we are targeting vectors, persons or entities capable to develop or to generate events in the Romanian territory. And it's as everything goes well, from next year we'll have a really full agenda regarding the MICE events. Yeah, about MICEPRO, what is different from last year? If you want just some figures, to get this year we target about 100 hosted buyers, and as markets we are looking for China, we are looking for India, for Southern Asia, for Arabic countries, and also the Western Europe. Also, last year we had about 15 exhibitors. This year we'll have about 30, and our idea is to arrive in about maybe next year or in 2 years to arrive to a regular number of 250-300 buyers and about 60 to 70 exhibitors to have in Romania. Well, this is an important step. We'll do it right, I'm pretty sure. Also, we'll have some forums opened. We'll have the meetings innovator part. We'll have the forum, tourism forum with Peter and Jamil, with the young professional also. And we'll have some books, several more books. Also, the book of Radu and of Peter to be launched on the market. Yeah, everything is prepared to have a good event by then.
So thank you again. Thank you very much for your presence here. Once again, we need to go on these discussions in the future. So thank you, Peter. Thank you, Shuli. Thank you, Radu. Thank you, Cătălin. Thank you, Jamil. And thank you, Vali, for being part of this discussion. Thank you also, Alex, for being the director of the film. And how can we say, see you soon, and let's MICE.